Hey, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to talk about relationships with Filament. So honestly speaking, what good is an app if there are no relationships with a model, where let's say you are saving something and that particular record depends on another model. A classic example in our case is a student is related to a standard, right? That's what we are trying to do. So in this video, we will see how we can define that relationship, and then Filament will automatically handle the saving of that relationship of a student being associated with a standard. So let's get started. To start with, what I will do is go into my database, migrations, and in the students table, I'll have to add a column for an ID for and mention the model which we are going to reference. This will be standard. Alright, once this is done, I need to update the relationships of these models and see whether everything is correct or not in terms of association and stuff like that. So a student in here, if I do standard, so a student belongs to standard. Okay, and I'll just update a few things over here. For example, I'll generate the doc block and the return type. Okay, and I'll add the other relationship as well, which is a standard has many students. So return this has many students. Okay, again, I'll just add these doc blocks and the return type so that the code is a little more clear on what it is doing. Now, one more thing which we need to add is the column that we just added, which is standard ID, because we will be populating it, so it should be fillable. And with these two things in place, why don't we clear this out and handle our factory first? So inside the standard factory, student factory rather, I'll need to add a new column which is standard ID. And what I'm going to do is, for now, just keep it at 1, because any new student, let's just assume that he is in standard 1, and instead of complicating things, because we can send the attribute while creating a factory if we want a custom standard. Okay, so that's how things are. Let me go to my terminal, do a refresh of the database and see if things are proper. They are. All the students are in standard 1, which is fine. Now, with this in place, I think the first thing I would like to do is see if I can get the information in the listing table. So what should we do? We'll go to student resource, find the table, and in here, ideally, we should be able to do standard. Let's see. Once we refresh, okay, login route is not defined. Let me fix this problem. This is happening because I refreshed the database and the tokens and stuff doesn't exist. So it is complaining, and I don't have an authentic login route, and the authentication middleware is expecting that the route list will be filament auth login. Fair enough. So filament auth login is the URL. I'll try to access this and I'm redirected to the login screen. Now let me log in. So I click sign in and I see some JSON data. Okay, I guess what is happening is it got the entire JSON data, the relationship. So fair enough, I'll just do name and we are done. Fair. So all this is clear. Now let's see if we can get that in the edit form. So I'll go into our form. There is a component called select. So this is like this. This will be the name of the field which will be saved. So I'll do standard ID like this, and this is kind of required, and I'll do relationship. Name of the relationship is standard, and the second one is what? Title column name, so it will be name. Just format the code and we are here. And I see the standard one being clicked. Why don't we change it to standard 9? Hit save. Right, this is not the correct format. So DPS 1 2 3 4 5 6. Maybe this one is fine. I hit save changes. Okay, it's still not accepting it. So maybe this. Save changes. And it says it's saved. Why don't we go into the listing page and see if Mrs. this person is on standard 9. So this is working, definitely working. And let's see if the create is working as well. So I have name, student ID, and just select standard 5, create, and yes, everything is working properly. We can go into the database and check, do a complete hygiene check, and yes, everything is fine. So as you can see, but this is really a very simple way of doing things. One more thing which I would like to show you is an interesting thing, which is if I come over here and just add a parameter called searchable, I have this, a new search box, and let's just try to search for Amitav and we get it. Let's just say we want to search for standard 5. It is not available right now, but if I add that same attribute over here and hit refresh, std 5, I have one record. I do 9, I have one record. So can you imagine, this kind of a basic search functionality could have taken a long time, but for us it took just 2 attributes, right? So yeah, that's about it. That's what I wanted to cover in this video, which is how do we show relationships, save them while creating an entity. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop a comment below. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.